Ladies and gentlemen, what is good, what is good, what is good? Of course, you know who I be, good doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. You already know what it is, ladies and gentlemen, instant classics in the making. First time to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe, notify, do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the good docs content. Everything you should need to know about yours truly shall be listed in the link in the description area below. Let's talk about Filipinas one more time. Why is it that every YouTuber who is a travel vlogger of sorts or talks about traveling abroad, talk about travels to the Philippines, why is it that we all, myself included, have the majority or the bulk of our videos either dealing with Filipinas or talking about Filipinas? It's no secret. But if you want the good doc to reveal the secret, let me tell you exactly why that is. Because these are the only videos that you guys pay attention to. You can sit there and try to convince me that you want to know about budgeting, because that comes in probably about a close second. You can sit there and convince me that you want me to talk about, the weather. You can sit there and convince me that you guys want to know about the ins and outs, about the use of taxis, how to travel from here to there, cheap ticketing and all of that stuff. And all of these ideas are grand. All of these ideas are great. But there is no better video in anybody's catalog, foreigner based, talking about women in general. There's no video better in their catalog than the ones that are talking about Filipinas. Ask any foreigner, myself included, what their best video is in their catalog, and I can almost guarantee there's either Filipinas in it, the topic is about Filipinas, or something to the like. All right, I can give you a multitude of different examples. All right, I'm just not going to, because I've kind of went through some other YouTuber channels and I was like, okay, what is their most viewed video? That's all I look for. And you could do this. I mean, it's not hard to find their most viewed video. Normally it's the one that's pinned to the top, or if you go to their catalog, it'll show you their top videos, right? Guaranteed, if it's not the first video, which most of the time it will be, it's damn sure the second video in their catalog, especially when it comes to Philippine vloggers, that they're talking about Filipinas. So you can sit here, cry, bitch, and moan, and get angry at people who choose or opt to make videos about Filipinas, and you can talk about how tired you are or how there's no substance in people's content and things like that. But at the end of the day, let's be honest, these are the only videos that you guys pay attention to anyways. Don't try to convince me otherwise. Yeah, budget videos do pretty well, and also videos about traveling and some vlogging stuff like that. Those videos do relatively well too. But outside of current events that are happening in the Philippines where you might get a lot of push during that particular time, the videos that do the best over time just seem to revolve around topics of Filipinas. That's the way it is. And as a YouTube vlogger, we see that shit. If you study your catalog, you'll realize that the majority of the views that come to your channel come from videos that talk about Filipinas. If you are a Philippine-based vlogger. If you're not the one that is able to travel around, literally show different islands and different places and things like that, the majority of your videos either deal with Filipinas or damn sure have Filipinas in them. All right? So don't play yourself. Don't sit there and think that you're going to get millions and millions of views of a video just staring at your motherfucking ass without you either talking about Filipinas or having a Filipina next to you. You understand? It's just not plausible for most of us in this sector. I'm not saying all of us, but for the majority of us, you get the better views from videos overall when you're talking about, Filipinas. So if you ever wanted to know why you see all of us, myself included, with videos like that, that's it. That's all you care about. Literally. That's within the first two questions. How do they treat black men in the Philippines, or how do Filipinos treat black men? How do they treat black men here? That's why videos like that do well, specifically from people of my particular melanin. Or you're asking how do Filipinos treat foreigners? Are Filipinos into foreigners? And those videos right there are guaranteed to get the views. I think the only other video that could match it to an extent is a video about race. And trust me, I've had my fair share of videos about dealing with race in general, and dealing with situations in the Philippines and the like. So if you're not talking about race, if you're not talking about Filipinas, if you're not talking about budgeting, you better come up with some dynamic shit if you really want somebody to lock in and fuck with you. And again, if you're not talking about Filipinas, there's probably Filipinas in your video. So, you can very rarely come across any YouTuber that's able to successfully build a channel around life and experiences in country that are not talking about Filipinas in one way or another, or at least featuring women in their videos in one way or another. I challenge you to find me one. All right? I challenge you to find me one. And I mean, success is relative, so that's kind of like, it depends on how you would constitute or define success. But if they're not talking about Filipinas, if they're not talking about race, if they're not talking about anything that is a polarizing topic, hey, you can always build a channel based off of talking about people that you don't like. I mean, people that you don't fuck with. So that's also another way to build a channel if you're not necessarily focusing on those particular topics. But the majority of the content that you do the best on usually have to deal with either controversy or Filipinas and stuff like that. So when you know that the shit sells, when you know that the marketing is there, why try to reinvent the wheel? I've kind of gotten to the point where I have to literally sit back and try to figure out what works best for me and my channel, And like I said, every now and again, got to be a Filipino video in there. It's just the way that it is, okay? Every now and again, like I said, I'll throw in some extra shit, and I'm hoping that the variety is enough to keep you sons of bitches around. But if you don't want to stay around, I can't keep you here. But, when you know what works, it's hard for you to get out of that mold, right? Because there's no need to change anything if you know that you're going to get the views and you know that you're going to get what you need from a YouTuber standpoint. Now, make sure you understand I'm focusing on this from a YouTuber standpoint. Somebody who is a content creator, somebody who makes videos consistently, somebody who puts out consistent videos and consistent content at least a few times a week at the very least. And, you're out there trying to connect with your audience. You're doing the live shows, or you're, making videos, and you're commenting in the comment section, and, you're being a part of your YouTube channel, and you really take that shit seriously. Because trust me, ain't a lot of money in it for me. So if you see me on this bitch, I'm doing it because I have something I want to say, information I want to convey. 2 reasons you see me on here. Something I got to say, something I want to convey. All right? And that's it. Those are the 2 main reasons why you can guarantee, that you're going to see me on the tube. Okay? Now, like I said, you're always going to have somebody in the comment section that doesn't take too kind to you always talking about the same subject matter. All right? So again, diversity is key. I do believe that you have to diversify your content, but overall, I think every vlogger is well aware of the content that you gentlemen want. And you want to know how we're able to come to that conclusion? All we have to do is go over to your favorite Filipino YouTube vlogger channel and see you thirsted over this hoe. And you be like, yo, man, shit, y'all want to thirst over there, so I might as well talk about topics from that particular standpoint, but from a foreigner standpoint. You understand? I've seen videos that I've made that I've seen Filipino YouTubers cover. And again, I'm not saying that I was the creator of the fucking content or the creator of that particular, topic, because, some of these topics have been around for years, way before many of us even got online. But there's always a different way to approach it. So you got a young lady that's approaching it from the perspective of the Filipino. Then you have a foreigner such as myself and others that are approaching the exact same content from the foreigner aspect. I once did a video back in I want to say this was my 2017 video. The video was entitled, "Should Foreigners Take Advice from Filipinas?" And if I can find it, again, guys, that's an old video. I can't even remember what I said in the damn video. But if I find it, I'll tag it at the end of this video so that you guys can check it out. This was stuff that I was thinking about long before. And this was before Filipino vloggers even became like the real deal Holyfield. And, they were taking over the space. But back then I was thinking, do foreigners really want to take advice from Filipinas? And I do believe that my main talking point, if I can kind of interject real quick, was that Filipinas are likely to talk about content and context and say things that are going to be beneficial to them as a whole, right? So they're going to say and do things that are going to be beneficial to their group. So taking advice from them, I was like, in the moment at that time, I was like, well, if you take advice from them, it's kind of like they're doing it for their own benefit, right? That was my mentality. I think that's kind of what my approach was in that video. But if it ain't, the video is going to be tagged if I can find it, okay? So, you know, it is up to you how you choose to navigate your way through it. But if you ever want to know why foreigners such as myself always have videos about Filipinas and topics like that, it's because that's all you guys care about. You don't care about traveling for the most part. Now, you'll have individuals in the comment section, I already know, well, you know, man, I watch these Philippine content videos because, well, you know, I just want to know what it's like to retire in the Philippines. Yeah, but don't think that women are not going to be a part of your retirement, so you can't play me like that. You can sit there and say, oh, Doc, man, I just enjoy, you know, immersing myself in the culture and shit. And granted, you might be right, but the second reason is Filipino based, I can almost guarantee. So it's kind of like, whether you try, however you try to slice it, the world is revolving around, I'm sorry, not the world, but Philippine content in general, and Philippine vloggers and people who comment about, you know, content for the country. They know that you guys care about what Filipinas have to say, what Filipinas are doing, and how you can maximize your success with, you know, being with Filipinas. So when a foreigner knows that, because the views show that, it's kind of like, well, why am I gonna hurt myself trying to do anything else? You know, why am I gonna hurt myself? You can always try to expand if you want to, but gentlemen, we know who you are. We know how you think. I know how y'all think. Y'all don't waste or, you know, make any qualms about it, man. And I'm not mad at you. Again, every man has their reasons for why they travel. Okay? Women is in the top 3, for sure. I say top 2, but I'll be generous and say top 3. Of the main reasons why you choose to travel. It's damn near number 1 in the eyes of many, but I'll be nice and I'll be generous and say it's at least within your top 2 reasons for wanting to travel. And if a gentleman like myself who is a content creator knows that, why am I not going to make videos about that? Most of the time, the information that comes from myself and others is generally about the same, almost, not always, but for the most part, what you'll find on another YouTuber's channel and mine will roughly kind of coincide and connect with one another. You might get a little bit more information here, you might get a little bit more information from myself, and you can find a way to connect the two. But, you know, I've just learned that over time, that's what y'all want to hear about. So why am I hurt myself trying to do something else if I don't have to? All right. Now, you know, Doc gonna always come up with some extra shit and do something fun and come up with topics that we can debate about on a consistent basis, and that's what the comment section is for below. I want to hear exactly what you guys got to say about this one, so let me know how you feel. If you're gonna come in with that same nonsense and that energy that I know that some people are gonna come with, just negate that, please. I ain't got time for it. And if I do block it, it's because, come on now, I'm giving you the reasons. I'm giving you the keys. I'm explaining to you the reason why, and you can't tell me otherwise, all right? It's going to be hard for you to be able to tell me otherwise, all right? But comment down below, let me know, ladies and gentlemen. It has been fun, it has been real. It's the Good Doc, time for me to go and get to get. And with that being said, Good Doc is officially out at least nako paalam, which means I'm going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.